Hello and welcome to 15 most broken champions in League of Legends. As you know, League of Legends is a game of strategy, skill and teamwork. But sometimes certain champions can break the game with their overpowered abilities, making it impossible for the enemy team to win. In this video, we will be discussing the top 15 most broken champions in League of Legends for patch 13.4. Starting off our list with Gragas, the fat man with the barrel. Gragas is a powerful champion with high burst damage and crowd control abilities. His ultimate ability can knock back enemies and deal massive damage, making him a formidable force in teamfights. Seriously guys, I got to play against Gragas top lane a couple of days ago and I was completely dumbstered by that guy. I literally had no chance of fighting or outtrading him. Nowadays Gragas can be picked for every single position beside ADC, while is an extremely popular pick for top, mid and jungle. The main reason of Gragas' popularity for solo lanes is his great potential to be played when he is blind picked, so he does alright against all the possible matchups. On top of that, he is really versatile when it comes to item building. Need utility and setup for your combos? Go Everfrost. You're the only tank and the enemy team is full AD? Go Frostfire Gauntlet and Sunfire. Want to deal damage and be tanky at the same time? Go Rod of Ages and Serf's Embrace. That's the best choice for me. 10 out of 10. Would recommend picking Gragas for solo laners any day of the week. Next up is Rengar, the Pride Stalker. Pretty sure anyone who already got to play against Rengar hates him. No wonder, as this cat one-shots everyone he meets while being barely catchable due to his passive, which allows him to jump from the bushes without any cooldown. Why Rengar is strong? Well, his main reason is that he is a perfect champion to punish enemy players who split from a team. The moment when you are isolated from someone who can CC Rengar, you are dead, and only a few champions in League of Legends can try to fight Rengar 1v1. What's also cool is when you play Rengar and you see that your allies are starting to group meet without any valid reason for it, which honestly happens in almost every game in low ranks, you can just start split pushing. You heard it right. Rengar's Q allows him to demolish the turret within one minion wave, and if you decided to split push bot and that made enemy team doing a Baron call, that's not a big deal for you, as you can join your team while you're invisible with your R. As a person who knows Rengar quite a bit, I recommend those who never played it try a couple of normal games testing the champion before playing ranked, as this one is definitely not an easy champion. Coming in at number 3 is Karthus, the Death Singer. Karthus is a mage champion with a global ultimate ability Requiem that can deal massive damage to all enemy champions regardless of their location on the map. His passive ability, Death Defied, allows him to continue casting spells even after he dies, making him a dangerous champion to underestimate. The main reason Karthus is so popular and strong is that we can play it in every single position. So as long as the game didn't start, we usually don't really know which lane Karthus goes, as it can be played on all 5 roles. The other thing is nerfing Karthus is an extremely difficult mission. While he has an extremely high damage output, he pays for it with his mobility and durability and has a wide variety of item builds and rune sets to be played. Fourth on our list is Seraphine, the starry-eyed songstress. Seraphine is a support mage champion with a powerful crowd control abilities and the ability to heal her allies. Her ultimate ability, Encore, can charm enemies and deal massive damage, making her a game-changing champion in teamfights. Keep in mind that hitting a champion with Seraphine's ultimate will extend its range regardless if you hit an ally or an enemy. Seriously, Seraphine is an absolute game changer once she has Leandry and is grouped with a team. She is an absolute terrible champion if you prefer to split from your team and do everything by yourself, but if you're a team player, that's definitely your champion to pick. Those who are subscribed to my channel know how passionate I am about the Seraphine pick and that I'm always recommending this lady to be picked. Another positive side of Seraphine is that she is frankly simple to learn, so it won't take too long for you to learn how to play it. Fifth on our list is Spike, the Blood Harbor Reaper. Spike is an assassin support champion with incredible mobility and crowd control abilities. His ultimate ability can execute low health enemies and grant gold to his allies, making him a valuable champion in both solo and team play. Spike is one of the hardest champions in League of Legends, and I do not recommend you picking it unless you are sure about your mechanics. He is an extremely strong support with a great potential to 1v9 the game if you know what you are doing, but at the same time he is the most punishing one, so a mistake can cost your life without a doubt. Anyways, he is one of the most fun champions to play on the Rift and probably the most aggressive support champion to pilot, so I feel like adding him to this list is a must. Next up is Lee Sin, the Blind Monk. Lee Sin is a fighter champion with powerful mobility and crowd control abilities. Why is he on the list? The answer is simple. The guy kicking asses without seeing the actual enemies. How could I skip him? On a serious note, he is just a good all-arounder. Need an engage? Here you go. Need to kick enemy Garen away from your ADC? Exactly what you've been looking for. Apart from that, Lee Sin has a really great early game which matters a lot in a meta where first Herald and early Drakes matter that much. What I also like about Lee Sin is that he is not even that bad late game now. Obviously he is not as strong as Karthus late game, but he exists and he can be effective enough if you know how to play the champion. You'll probably need some normal games before using listen in rank if you never played it before, as he is a fairly unique champion and you need to get used to his damages and attack speed while resetting your passive by using your spells. 7th on our list is Jace, the Defender of Tomorrow. Jace is a versatile champion with the ability to switch between melee and ranged modes. His poke damage in range mode can be devastating to enemy champions, and his all-in potential in melee mode can catch enemies off guard. Jace is definitely not the champion you want to first time in your ranked game. I'd suggest at least 10 to 15 normal games before picking it in your ranked games. The main reason Jace is strong in the current meta, I think, is that the champions who are strong against him are off-meta. Jace's core items are Man Immune, Eclipse and cooldown reduction boots, and those items combined perform really well together. Still not enough reasons to play Jace? Well, I think the only way Jace can lose a lane without getting ganked is just losing patience with the trades, as this champion is about slowly exhausting the resources of enemy laner by trading effectively and always coming out winner out of the trade. 8th on our list is Fiddlesticks, the Harbinger of Doom. Fiddlesticks is a mage champion with the ability to silence and fear his enemies. His ultimate ability Crowstorm can deal massive damage and fear nearby enemies, making him a game changer when it comes to teamfighting. Fiddlesticks is a unique champion in the game who can have a massive impact on your team's vision when played as jungler due to his scarecrow trinkets. Not gonna lie guys, Fiddle is one of my favorite champions in League of Legends with all the kit he has. Fear, silence, slow, global pressure on the map once you hit level 6, game changing ultimate. I freaking love this guy. He might seem weak when you play him for the first time, but believe me or not, the time contributed to learning this champion will pay off for sure. 9th on this list is Y, the Piltover Enforcer. Y is a fighter champion with high mobility and burst damage. Y was added to this list mainly because of her simplicity and how well her kit interacts with the current meta items. Seriously, you can go Lethality, Crit or a Bruiser build, all of them will work, but don't forget to analyze the enemy team before getting an item, as some items might be more suitable against certain champions. While she works great for junglers and is probably one of the best champions to learn the role, she also does well on mid lane against melee matchups. Her passive allows you to be boss, solid damage dealer and tanky champion at once. All you need to learn as Y is to keep an eye on her passive and use your spells to activate the shield once it's up. 10th on our list is Anivia, the Cryo Phoenix. Anivia is a mage champion with high burst damage and powerful crowd control abilities. Her ultimate ability Glacial Storm allows you to deal with waves while staying on a huge distance and you're completely safe. Is Anivia easy? No. Is Anivia hard? Hell no. She takes quite some time to understand her kit, how much area you can cover with your wall at certain levels, how to use your wall to block an enemy. The main reason why Anivia is added to this list is that she's so damn strong despite the recent durability nerf in patch 13.4. She still does very well regardless if you go Rod of Ages as core item or Leandry. Given that, you can be equally effective against squishy and tanky combs by rotating items based on your needs. Would you like playing Anivia? I don't know. Would I suggest Anivia to my friend who mains mid lane and searching for a power pick? Absolutely. Coming in at number 11 is Vel'Koz, the Eye of the Void. Vel'Koz is a mage champion with long range poke and high burst damage. He is also an extremely powerful champion for wiping off everything alive on his way with his disintegration ray. This guy ain't a joke to anyone who meets him, as usually only players who are really experienced with Vel'Koz are picking him. Given that, I wouldn't really recommend to first time Vel'Koz in your end game. However, if you're searching a powerful champion to main or just learning potential power picks to play, he is definitely a great option for you regardless if you play mid or support. The main difficulty with Vel'Koz is understanding the angles when you hit your Q or not, as this one-eyed senior has unique direction of casting spells, so no other champion can give you an idea how to hit his spells. 12th on our list is Daya, the Rebel. Daya became a very solid pick recently that is able to 1v9 the game once you get to 2 items and buy Navori quick blades. Once you get to the point of this power spike, you're becoming a carry machine who is able to absolutely 1v9 every single game. Personally, I think Daya is one of the strongest ADC in the game now, as she is very consistent. On top of that, Rakan is really strong in current meta, and this duo is known to perform really well when they are paired together. She is self-reliant and can safely farm in the lane, making her one of the best picks in the solo queue. Another reason why Daya is powerful now is meta in general. While Rengar and Karthus were mentioned at the start of our list, Daya can perfectly deal with those champions by ulting when the danger is nearby. That's one of the most important things you should keep in mind when you're playing Daya, that your ultimate makes you untargetable, so no one can deal any damage to you while you're ulting nor CC you. 13th on the list is Twitch, the Plague Rat. Surprised to see him here? I'm sure you are not. Twitch is the perfect pick for solo queue regardless if you play Twitch mid, ADC or support. His ability to be invisible makes him a real threat in boss, playing laning phase against him and positioning yourself during the team fight. At the moment when he reveals himself, this threat can be lethal. Considering how greedy people are about purchasing control wards, you might be safe about your rotations. Not gonna lie guys, it doesn't really change even at higher ranks, so Twitch is definitely attention worthy in order to try mastering him. Moreover, he's fairly simple, so even during your first game with Twitch, you shouldn't be performing too poorly. So please, don't hesitate to try Twitch, as he can be a suitable pick for almost every position, and there are many ways how you can play this champion. 14th on our list is Rakan, the Charmer. I'm sure you aren't surprised to see him on the list. Rakan performs really well against most bot lanes this patch. With Shurelya's battle song as your core item, you can be useful for your team at boss, engaging and disengaging. Personally, I found Rakan a little difficult to be played against long-range matchups like Caitlyn, Lux. However, if jungler is not leaving you all alone and help you to survive this early phase of the game, you can start roaming and help your mid laner and jungler. Another advantage of Rakan that you should keep in mind when you pick Rakan is that you must be ready to pull a trigger to start a team fight. Yes, you don't want to be just another enchanter or defensive support, but when you're playing champions like that, you should be ready to show your leadership qualities and just make your team start a fight. Always keep an eye on your teammates to be nearby when you want to force a fight, as if you start a fight and no one can follow your engage, that will not end too well. Last but not least is Trash, the Chain Warden. Starting with the patch 13.4, once you hit 90 ability haste as Trash, you have 0 seconds cooldown on your hook. You heard it right. If you hit your enemy with the hook while you're holding the target hook, the spell goes on cooldown. Once the effect of your Q is over, you can cast a new one immediately, and that's an infinite cycle you can maintain as long as you have mana. Without a doubt, Trash became much stronger than he was for a while, and if you check his win rates, the higher the rank is, the higher is Trash win rate. So normally, I wouldn't suggest picking Trash below gold, as the champion is not the easiest at all, but once you master him, he'll be an extremely rewarding pick. However, it might take up to couple of 100 games to fully learn him, so that's up to you if you are ready to invest that much time in one champion. In case if you are a playmaker and proactive support player who loves to do plays, start teamfights, that's definitely your champion to play. And that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed my breakdown of the top 15 most broken champions in League of Legends as of now. As always, it's important to note that these champions are only as good as the players using them, so don't be discouraged if you're having trouble playing against them. Practice, learn their weaknesses and counter them with your own strategies. If you have any other champions that you think should have made the list, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more League of Legends content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.